Hello, this is Stephen Switzer. This is my interactive assignment for week 5 for our capstone class. Let's go ahead and jump on into the project here. So the Switzer Corporation is currently upgrading their current network at each branch of their organization. As we've mentioned before, Switzer Corporation is headquartered in Kansas City and will be opening up new offices in Chicago and Dallas. We're going to break down the current network setup that Switzer Corporation has in place and the improvements that we'll be making to the network to ensure that it's secure and that it has all the requirements needed. We'll look for several different sections through this entire proposal. First on the list is the requirements that will be needed to be included in the network. From there, we will set up a timetable as far as milestones and the pricing for the project that will come with that. A few things that are in place that won't need to be replaced, such as the Tier 1 throughput they're currently using. I'd expect the overall project to take a few months to implement, depending on the training that is needed for certain employees, as well as setting up the entire network. As far as the budget for the new system, we're looking at a minimum of probably around $500,000. We have up to $1 million to spend if needed on the new system, depending on how secure we want to make the overall network. So let's go ahead and jump on into the different locations here. So Switzer Corporation has 3 different office locations in Kansas City, Chicago, and Dallas. Each location consists of a 2-story building that includes local wired and wireless access to about, say, around 50 employees. The current wireless setup is insufficient in terms of protocol, security, and encryption levels. All 3 sites are connected via a wide area network to help carry data, voice, and video. The throughput on the current environment is T1. T1 lines are reserved circuits that work over copper or fiber optic cables. That's according to Baxter. You can lease a dedicated Tier 1 line. A T1 line plugs into your network's router and has 24 channels. Each channel is capable of a maximum speed of 64 kilobytes per second. That means you can expect T1 to carry at 1.5 Mbps. A major benefit of Tier 1 internet over cable is the dependency and constant source of bandwidth. Because Tier 1 works through a dedicated circuit, you won't compete with other internet customers for bandwidth like you will with cable internet service. This means that your business will have total access to bandwidth and helps with your overall business speed and efficiency. So from there, we'll start by improving the current wireless network to improve the overall security of connecting between offices. We want to ensure we leave room for growth, but there are more efficient and cheaper ways to go about this. I think the best option for the Switzer Corporation moving forward would be a switched Ethernet network on a mesh topology. The mesh topology can be a mix of any 2 or more nodes in any random way. This would allow you to work with any topology that would best serve the department or segment that they need. As we kind of continue on here, almost all small business networks will use some type of Ethernet because of how inexpensive and flexible the networks are. The Ethernet network would work better with an asynchronous transfer mode or ATM and token ring. Ethernet is a broadcast network in which all nodes have access to datagrams and data packets. Token ring works by having each computer communicate on network when presented with a token network. Token rings cards tend to be much more costlier, and Ethernet cards are now harder to find. In an ATM network, the data is broken down into smaller fixed sizes cells and switched virtual circuits that are established between computers. ATM networks are much more common at enterprise level and are also much more expensive than Ethernet networks. So for that reason, I believe the Ethernet network would be the best choice, kind of moving forward for the Switzer Corporation. The best option for Switzer Corporation is going to be the switched Ethernet network, though. Switching helps improve the overall performance of the network and the bandwidth that is accessible of each station, and helps lessen the effects of errors. Another benefit of the switch is that it creates its logical segment for each port, so it will not have to compete or share bandwidth with other hubs or devices. The benefit for the business here is that we have created individual segments for each department with the Ethernet switch. Having it segmented like this allows users to connect to the hub that is attached to the switch, and each segmented hub will receive the same speed of bandwidth without having to share other devices. Client. The next step with this network is we're going to set up a client-server network. Server would work best for the business compared to the peer-to-peer network. In a peer-to-peer network, the computer can act as both the client and server, where in the client-server network, the server delivers services to the network client-server networks, and tend to be a little more secure, can meet needs of many users and have higher reliability. Peer-to-peer networks can be more economical as they remove the need for high-end dedicated users. They're also very easy to set up, which would be good for small business. But if Switzer Corporation continues to grow, I think the client-server network would be the best option compared to the peer-to-peer. Choosing the correct wireless network is crucial when it comes to company security. Going with the wrong one can leave your data or network itself exposed and vulnerable. The wireless network that I believe would work best for this company would be the WPA2, because it uses AES CCMP encryption, as it has 128-bit keys and a key management method for automatically changing keys. It allows for the most secure option that is available, which has less vulnerabilities compared to the WEP and WPA connections. So overall, I think with that, we also want to set up a VPN for each user, so that way we have a unique login for the Switzer Corporation, especially for remote users. So that way we always know that our network is secure whenever our employees and everything are working on our network and have a secure access. I believe with each of these setups to the network will be established for the best success for the future. Overall, I believe this is the best approach for Switzer Corporation moving forward, and should leave the organization up for long-term success and an opportunity for growth. It might be expensive in the short term to get the new network set up, but it will be worth the investment as long as we continue to see the success and growth that Switzer Corporation is currently going through. Thank you.